I ain't searching for likes, I ain't looking for fame. But this new song I sing, I'm singing it in Jesus' name. Tell them, let them know.
Classic on the road again.
Me moving so.
Yeah. Good morning. How do you do?
Oh mama, oh yes I come.
For those of you on the road at this time, whether you're a driver, a pedestrian, a cyclist, please be careful.
I was clothed in sin, doing all kind of things, living worldly, so carelessly. But now the time has come to turn my life around, be the best I can be on this journey. No more time to waste. Jesus' love I taste, and it makes me happy.
How was your night?
So happy.
How was your night?
But now to rejoice.
Yeah.
My blessing while I'm still.
Hope you had a lot of rest.
I'm not taking no chance and make no style.
I'm not getting much rest. I'm not getting much sleep. I keep seeing mommy.
So whether rain,
Oh my goodness.
steady,
All part of the process. I want to say good morning to the Berkeley family out there in Pearls in St. Andrew.
to keep the next
Today is that day when we lay Ken on Monday to rest.
tell them no,
It's gonna be a tough one.
the good vibes.
Keith Kobo, Sharon,
Whether reggae or calypso,
and siblings and the entire village, man.
his message got low.
I do hope justice is served
Just let you,
on this one.
I will open the door. But from now,
Yeah.
every song is a positive one. Tell them, let them know.
I want to say happy birthday to you, Joy St. Louis out there in Moya in St. Andrew. Today is your birthday. Well, you've got birthday greetings coming from the entire St. Louis family.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Enjoy to the fullest. I know Janice and the entire entourage will make sure that you enjoy it to the fullest.
Once my soul was lost, I didn't know the cost of my transgressions. My sins was heavy.
Oh yeah, I do hope that you're having a wonderful morning thus far. It's 24 minutes onto the hour of 7 o'clock. All right, and it's time for us to get with the program. It's time for me to tell you what the word of the day is today. And today we've got a wonderful describing word, an adjective. And the word today is the word ambiguous. Ambiguous. It is spelled A-M-B-I-G-U-O-U-S. A-M-B-I-G-O-U-O-U-S. Ambiguous. The word of the day. Now, to describe something as ambiguous is to say that it can be understood in more than one way or that it has more than one possible meaning. You'd always hear somebody saying to you, stop being ambiguous. Be straight, be to the point, be direct. A-M-B-I-G-U-O-U-S, ambiguous. Good morning to you, Mr. Clyde Belfon. How are you? I haven't heard from you in ages, bro. Yeah? Here's how we can use that word. We were confused by the ambiguous wording of his message. Must be confused. So many different meanings. Apparent meanings. Ambiguous. That's a nice word. It's an adjective. Good morning to you, Nadisha, and the folks inside of Cafe in St. Andrew, the Holmes family. Good morning to you. Louis and family, good morning. Papa Jerry, good morning. Crowshoe, good morning. Bacolette, good morning. Good morning to you, Kitty Cat and family. Good morning to the Sandersons, Nakita and Ryan and the entire household. Good morning to you all. The thought of the day today: education is the ability to listen to almost anything without losing your temper or your self-confidence. education is the ability to listen to almost anything without losing your temper or your self-confidence. You've got composure. Yeah. To all the children getting ready, getting themselves prepared for school, good morning to you. Good morning to all the teachers. Good morning to all the bus drivers. Remember the importance of your role. You're all part of the process of nation building in a futuristic way. You are bringing our future leaders to school today to get educated, to get an education, so that they can become leaders in the future. Take up that responsibility carefully and seriously, meaningfully, purposefully. Good morning to you, Roger, once again, a dedicated and committed man of his craft. Even after 4 this morning, Roger was on the road washing down and cleaning down his mechanism of employment, his bus, even at after 4 this morning, ensuring that it's clean and in a good state for conducting business. Big up, man. HAV38. Look out for that bus today. Look at the driver. He'll always have a pleasant smile on his face for you. Okay, good. Buzzing this morning, Gospel Challenge, the auditions, they're on Saturday the 23rd and Sunday the 24th of September, right here at the GBN Television Studio on Observatory Road. It starts from 10 a.m. and runs through to 1 p.m. on both days. You can contact us on 440-3033 for pre-registration. The final will be on November the 4th, Saturday, November the 4th. And please note that in the final, original music must be sung. You must have an original composition. I know Wally is preparing for that. Good morning, Wally. Condolences to you on the passing of your daughter. Oh my goodness. That spirit of death that keeps, flying over and flying around Grenada. Don't worry. Nonetheless, folks, Mr. Killer has won the Performer of the Year in the Soca category as he won the award at the Caribbean Music Awards. Congratulations, Mr. Hollis Map. Congratulations, bro. Also buzzing this morning, we hear that the St. Lucia government says it remains dedicated to public safety and the well-being of all citizens as it announced the reappointment of the island's first female police commissioner, Crusita Descarte Pelias, for an additional year. Well, that's good. Yeah, that's good news. That's really, really good news. And a female, it shows equality among the sexes, yeah? Among the genders. Good. Want to say good morning to you, Eric Ranger and the Ranger family of the In Pearls. Gabriel, our birthday's coming up, eh? Roy and Harry and everybody, good morning. Nayuka, Gail, everybody, good morning. Now, over 3 million spectators converged on the streets of Brooklyn for a Labor Day that took place yesterday on the Eastern Parkway for the annual West Indian American Carnival Parade. We call it Labor Day. Over 3 million spectators and thousands of masqueraders and revelers. So in essence, that's what buzzing for this morning. We do have guests this morning. We have Mr. Deriggs and the members of the Heritage Theatre. They'll be here talking about their new comedic play that's coming on. And we look forward to that conversation this morning. So that's it. Just reminding you that this is Good Morning Grenada, in case you just happen to be browsing. Want to say good morning to you, Michelle Forsyth Kojo out there in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Good morning to you, Melville Jack. Yeah, at Melville is in Chauncey in St. Vincent. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing fine. We've got to take that break because we've got the AM edition of News, Sports, and the Weather here on Classic. Those of you on the television platform, we've got a rebroadcast of last evening's television news. Stick and stay with us.
When you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. Oh, I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me, whenever you're in need. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide, to life that shines our way. Wherever your road leads, we'll be right there with you. Wherever your road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Next time, next time, next time, right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Good evening. This is GPN's News at 7. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell visited some of the nation's schools on Monday morning to welcome students back to the classroom after their summer break. And in an address to mark the start of the school year, Education Minister David Andrew encouraged children to embrace the opportunities given as they blossom into the individuals they're meant to be. Opposition leader Keith Mitchell also issued a press release with motivational words for the occasion. Rena Pierre-Thomas has tonight's top story.
I'm not sure about it. Are we sure we're going to have a fantastic day? Yes! That sounds much better. Here. One here. One here. There we go. That's a good idea.
That was Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell as he visited various schools on the island, welcoming students back to the classroom on Monday morning, encouraging them to take full advantage of their educational journey. Meanwhile, Education Minister David Andrew has reminded students that the new school year offers them a clean slate and a chance to make a fresh start academically and socially, leaving behind any past challenges or setbacks. Andrew, in a back-to-school address, spoke of the new measures implemented by the government that will benefit young people.
Government has received approval from the UNESCO-funded TVET policy, which features transformative elements such as the Technical and Vocational Education and Training TVET expansion program in selected primary schools, which was launched on May 9th, 2023. The reintroduction of the sixth form and centers of excellence in selected institutions, and the drafting of legislation to mandate the extension of the school age to 18 years.
The minister said government is keen to ensure that students have the opportunities they need to further their learning and prepare for the future. He gave assurances that government continues to collaborate with local, regional, and international counterparts to secure scholarships and other educational aid in various disciplines to help build the country's human resources.
I want to encourage every student, parents, and educators to see this new school year as an opportunity to grow, learn, and to make the most of every moment we spend in the classroom. To our students, I want to emphasize the incredible potential that lies within each of you. You are the future leaders, innovators, and change makers of our world. Remember that education is not just about acquiring knowledge. It is about building character, nurturing curiosity, and fostering a passion for lifelong learning.
The opposition leader, Keith Mitchell, has also weighed in on the back-to-school conversation. In a press release, he reminded teachers and parents of their role in molding the minds and character of future generation. He also encouraged them to be mindful that their influence extends far beyond the walls of the classroom. For GBN News, I am Rena Pitt Thomas reporting.
With universal education in effect from September the 4th, all students, whether they were successful in the 2023 Caribbean Primary Exit Assessment or not, now have access to a secondary education. The announcement was made during a sitting of the Senate in June by Education Minister David Andrew. The J.W. Fletcher Catholic Secondary School is one of those institutions which saw 45 new students joining the institution. Christina John visited the school.
Universal access to education is the ability of all people to have equal opportunity in education. It's the first day for many at the secondary level, and students were eager to find out and share what the general feeling was like for them. GBN's news team was at the J.W. Fletcher Catholic Secondary School on Monday. Kyla Paul, this will be a memorable beginning as she began the new school year on her birth date.
It feels really good to start off my birthday as a first day at school, especially in secondary school. Felt really good. Everybody said my happy birthday everywhere I go. Happy birthday, happy birthday. At first, for days before school started, I was kind of nervous. I wasn't sure if I was ready to start back school. But as the days keep coming, I was getting more prepared. I felt normal now.
The new students spoke fondly about the teachers they've encountered, what their first day was like, and what they are looking forward to.
Teachers are very fun and they are very nice, especially Mr. Alexander. When he came into the classroom, it was not what I expected. I thought he would be very strict and not that fun, but then when he was speaking, it was a lot. And then in assembly, we heard him singing, and it was a new thing to hear because we didn't realize he could sing.
Teachers here are very exciting. The classes wasn't boring. It wasn't anything like I thought it would have been.
First day was boring at first, but then I got to start liking it. And the first male teacher, he was really funny, and I really liked that. I like how they love to pray a lot because I'm a 7-day Adventist.
My first couple of hours here was very pretty good, and I was enjoying it since the morning I entered. I made new friends and everything, and I'm looking forward to make a lot of new friends and have fun in the school.
Acting principal of the J.W. Fletcher Catholic School, Laura Bartholomew, told our news team the first day of school was refreshing.
I must say the attendance, the students were quite early this morning, looking smart, all right, many of them. We actually, I would say, if you talk about population, we had about maybe 92% this morning. We actually welcomed 45 students, 2 transfers for the 3 of the Form 1s, okay? We have 2 classes, and I must say this term we are embarking on the theme resilience in education.
Bartholomew said their plan for the week is to have students reimagine themselves at the J.W. Fletcher Catholic Secondary School and to have a greater appreciation for the school.
Actual truth beholds, if we know the history of how J.W. Fletcher came about, it was actually the transition of finding space for excess students who would have done CP and had no placement. So if you understand the transition of the primary into the secondary, we would see that universal education is not a stranger mix to us. And not only that, we believe in the adage, every child matters to us. So here we are a child-friendly school. Our teachers are actually, we work with the students wherever they are.
Caretaker for the town of St. George, Claudette Joseph, also visited the school today. Christina John, GBN News.
Over 50 children benefited from a backpack and school supply giveaway in Fontenoy St. George on Sunday as Grenadian David Monroe once again held his annual back-to-school giveaway. Details in this report.
Uniforms, pens, pencils, notebooks, and backpacks are just a few of the items distributed to children from Fontenoy Grand Mall and surrounding areas to help them prepare for the start of the new school year. David Monroe, who has been hosting this annual back-to-school giveaway for the past 20 years, said the charitable gesture has assisted many vulnerable children, ensuring they are better equipped for school.
Passion and a calling from the Almighty. I never ignore it, and I try my best, and I go at it, and I see in the results, I see children turning out and benefiting and enjoy every moment. It is 20 years and it is not an easy work, but by determination, I can get there. I want to say thanks on behalf of each and every one of the business places, the SAL, EC, the Public Bank, the Co-Industry, Grenada and Thompson, all of the other business places who have been supporting this program. Without this support, it would not have been the way it is today.
Given his own background and the challenges he experienced growing up due to poverty, Monroe aims to assist as many children as he can.
And he's been doing this now for 20 years. And he needs some help from the different organizations in the surroundings because he's been given out to children from Cherry Hill up to Grand Mall, Fontenoy, surrounding areas. And he's been doing this now for many years, but he needs the different organizations to help him in supporting towards education, because we know education is liberation and going to liberate our people when you are educated.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
A heat wave advisory has been issued as students start the new school year. Here's another report from Rena Pierre Thomas.
Considering the prevailing weather conditions and the reopening of schools today, Monday, September 4th, the Ministry of Education advised parents and guardians to take precautionary measures to ensure students' safety and well-being. The Ministry of Education, Youth, Sports and Culture informs of the assurance of heat wave advisories by the Grenada Meteorological Services for the state of Grenada for several days since August 5th. Current weather modules indicates relatively high temperature above 31.7 degrees Celsius, light winds and low rainfall at least for the next 3 days. Parents are therefore encouraged to provide students with extra water to ensure that they remain hydrated. Consider providing snacks or lunch that are light and refreshing, for example, fruits. Where possible, have students apply sunscreen at least 30 minutes before leaving for school. Teachers are also encouraged to monitor students carefully while in the classroom. The ministry prioritizes the health and safety of all students, principals, teachers, and other employees, and encourages all to implement the suggested proactive steps to mitigate the impact of the heat wave. The ministry stated that they will continue to monitor the situation closely and be guided by the experts at the Grenada Meteorological Office and the National Disaster Management Agency, NADMA, communicating the relevant information as necessary. The ministry appreciates the cooperation and understanding of parents, guardians, students, and educational institutions, and extends best wishes for a safe, fulfilling, and rewarding academic school year 2023 to 2024. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
A third-form student at the Boca Secondary School was unable to join his peers for the start of the school year, as he's home recovering from an accident involving a government minister. The mother of the 15-year-old boy in the weekend accident involving Sports Minister Ron Redhead says her son is home from the hospital but has been ordered to remain on bed rest until October 9th, 2023. She told the GBN her son suffered a cracked pelvic bone. The Saturday evening accident in Willis St. George involved a collision between the minister's vehicle and the teenage cyclist. Following standard safety precautions, the young cyclist was taken to the general hospital for examination and observation. The conflicting reports quickly emerged about the severity of the cyclist's injuries, but a government information service issued notice reassured the public that all parties concerned are safe at this time. GIS used the incident as a teachable moment, advising the general public on road safety. It urged motorists and pedestrians alike to exercise due caution and responsibility while using the nation's roads. Footage of the incident has since made the rounds on social media. A news desk contacted police on Monday and was told the incident is under investigation. A prison officer is one of 2 men charged in connection with the confiscation of drugs at the Richmond Hill prison. Christina John has this report.
An attempt to smuggle 277 grams of cannabis into the Richmond Hill prison for an inmate has been stopped. The drug confiscated and 2 men slapped with charges. The cannabis carries an estimated street value of $1,385. As a result of this seizure, 44-year-old Timon Antoine, a prison officer of Bushgrove St. Andrew, and Andy Pursue, a 43-year-old mechanic of Boca St. George, were jointly charged for the offenses of possession of a controlled drug and trafficking in a controlled drug. The 2 accused appeared at the St. George's Magistrates Court last Thursday and were granted bail in the sum of $8,000 each, with 1 surety. As part of their bail condition, they must seek permission from the court to leave the state of Grenada and report to their assigned police station once weekly. Both men are scheduled to return to court on December 7th. In an unrelated matter, officers attached to the Northern District arrested and charged Atiba Bartholomew, a 40-year-old resident of Tivoli, St. Andrew, in connection with the discovery of a quantity of compressed cannabis during a search of his vehicle on the 31st of August 2023 at Harveyville in Carriacou. Mr. Bartholomew was charged with trafficking in a controlled drug. He was granted bail in the sum of $10,000 with 2 sureties. Christina John, GBN News.
After a week of intense training, 19 fishers have completed their Level 2 Captain's Training course at the Melton Street Fisheries Department. We'll find out more in this report.
The newly trained fishers can now navigate the high seas with a greater sense of security, having completed the Level 2 Captain's Training course and attained the requisite certification. The training was funded by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations and implemented by the Windward Islands Research and Education Foundation, WINDREF, of the St. George's University, in partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries. The aim is to train 100 boat captains, and already 48 have been trained, 29 captains from Carriacou and 19 from St. George. The next training session will take place in St. Andrew and St. David. This fishers training is one of 8 activities implemented by the FAO. The areas of focus included rules of the road, seamanship and boat handling, coastal navigation involving the use of GPS and VHF radio communication, first aid, distress procedures, care maintenance and troubleshooting, outboard engines, new safety at sea regulations, and marine conservation. Cami Roberts McIntosh from Sherry Hill in St. George is the first female in St. George to obtain a captain's permit.
I have learned a lot. I would have learned road safety of the sea. I also learned navigating, and I also learned how to change parts of my engine and maintain my engine. The course was very informative. I'm hoping to take this to another venture in doing my captain license level 1.
Corey Stanislas, a fisherman and a member of the Grand Dance Fishermen's Association, said the course was rather educational.
Very thankful to be able to do this course for the information I received in GPS, navigational skills, VHF, and other tools that we as fishermen need out there in the field. So this course will help us to teach our fellow fisher folk and others in the field to improve our skills out there.
The training is part of a series designed specifically for fishers and is one of 8 activities implemented by the FAO. Christina John, GBN News.
It's Labor Day in the U.S. and Grenadians in the diaspora are out and about. We'll take a look in tonight's GBN ISAW.
A good eye captures all. GBN ISAW is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Our citizen journalist is submitting all the way from New York, where the West Indian Day Parade took place earlier today. Scores of Grenadians were witnessed participating in the parade. The West Indian Day Parade Carnival is an annual celebration of West Indian culture held on the first Monday of September in Brooklyn, New York. It is organized by the West Indian American Day Carnival Association. We thank our citizen journalist in this submission. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
My name is Alimaka Motley. I've been here doing nails since 2017. Me being self-employed, I have realized that paying the NIS benefits me now and even when I retire. By the time I'm 65, I will be receiving contributions back from NIS. So I benefit because I'm self-employed. Anything can happen. If anything happens to you while you're at work, you've got a bad cold, you have the COVID, you have dengue, we have all these diseases that's plaguing us at the moment. NIS will be giving you back some form of money when you're ill. So I would encourage all small business persons to sign up with NIS now.
Switch to a Ready Cash loan today. Bring your loan to us and get 25% off your interest rate. Get flexible payment terms, fast approval, and hassle-free service, so you can do all the important things you need with ease. All you need is your ID, proof of address, payslip, job letter, and 2 references. Visit us in-store or apply online at www.shopcourts.com. Courts Ready Cash. We are ready when you are. Conditions apply.
Served Grenada for decades. We are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sunny Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wire accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada and St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
Now, it's considered to be one of the biggest threats to the world's oceans. Delegates from UN member states are gathering to confront the problem of plastic pollution. The goal is to agree on a global...
Given a chance, your plastic would choose to be put to more beneficial use. Choose recycling.
Attention all students, parents, and tech-savvy scholars. Make this back-to-school season unforgettable with the Computer Store Grenada's unbeatable back-to-school promotion bundle. Get ready for the HP Victus gaming laptop, powered by the lightning-fast Intel Core i5 processor. Crush your assignments and projects like a pro with 8 gigabytes of memory and experience immersive gaming with the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650 graphics. The sleek laptop also comes with a lightning-quick 512 gigabyte SSD drive, ensuring you never miss a beat during your digital adventures. But that's not all. Introducing the ultimate companion for all your printing needs, the HP Ink Tank printer. Enjoy hassle-free printing with HP Ink Tank technology, allowing you to print thousands of pages before even thinking about a refill. Attention all students, parents, and tech-savvy scholars. Make this back-to-school season unforgettable with the Computer...
Get ready for the ultimate football showdown as Grenada takes on Suriname in the much-anticipated CONCACAF Nations League. Join the excitement on Friday, September 8th at the Karani James Athletics Stadium. Secure your pavilion seats at just $30 or secondary stands for $20. School students, grab your seats in the secondary stand for $10. And remember, kids under 12 are absolutely free. Tickets available from Chucky's Bar, Grenadian Optical, Heather's Boutique, Shi's Bar, Victoria, Kelly's Hotspot, Guav, Calico Shopping Center, Satez, and GoToVet.com. Come see Grenada battle. Be there to witness history. Friday, September 8th at 7 p.m. Kirani James Athletics Stadium. Be part of the action. Be part of the pride.
There is a fire that rages in all of us, a deep desire to be the best that we can be, and sometimes that fire finds expression in words.
Who do you think you are? Angela Davis? Winnie Mandela?
Daddy, whether you like it or not, a new generation has arrived. We are here and we have come with a vision.
You sure it's not television all you come with?
The Fire to Dance, a new exciting full-length drama, written and directed by Chris Deriggs and presented by Heritage Theatre. Opening Saturday, 16th September at Grenada Trade Center and running for 2 weekends, 7 p.m. nightly with a star-studded cast.
Come with me, Sophie. We have worlds to conquer.
Come out and feel the fire in the Fire to Dance, starting September 16th. Don't miss it. This ad is sponsored by the National Lotteries Authority, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Get ready to catch all the action. The CPL returns August 16th to September 24th. Be watching.
Grenada's broadcast of Republic Bank CPL 2023 is made possible by Republic Bank. We're the one for you. The National Lotteries Authority, Grenlec, and Hard On Plus.
Viewers and listeners, it's 12 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock and it's time for the conversation this morning, and as promised, I've got with me in the studio a goodly gentleman. I greeted him this morning as good morning young man, and he said when he see me go and tell him. And I'm speaking of none other than, I like to call this guy's honorable, the Honorable Christopher Deriggs. Chris Deriggs, good morning, bro.
Well, Innocent, good morning, and I return the compliment, Honorable Innocent. Yeah. So two of us honorable this morning.
Yeah, right? We're in the honorable studio. Good. And folks, he represents the Heritage Theatre Company of Grenada, and they've got this play coming up, The Fire to Dance. And you were here earlier in the year and you hinted about that production that was in the making, The Fire to Dance. I've seen the commercial for it. My good friend, I have two good friends there, Robert, and I just made up Pianki there. Robert is a comic.
Yeah, he's a very funny guy. He's naturally funny.
And we have to be careful how we say that nowadays, but that's okay.
No, I think he's funny in a good way.
Good morning. So give us a hint as to what The Fire to Dance is all about.
Well, I've had the opportunity to meet patrons in the street, and the same question they're asking me, what is this play about? I said, well, the Fire to Dance is a triangle of expectations. Now that sounds kind of big.
Yeah, that's according to the word of my day today, it's ambiguous.
So let us get down to specifics. It's a triangle of expectations. It's the story of a young girl, a student of the convent, who comes from a poor, great family, Catholic, and she is consumed by a passion to dance.
Okay.
She wants to dance. Her soul comes alive when she hears music, and she loves beauty, she loves flowers, she loves pretty clothes. So she's consumed by a fire to dance, an appetite to dance. But her father wants her to be the lawyer he could never be, because he could not have afforded the tuition fees for law school. So he was not successful in attaining his dream to become a lawyer. And her lover, her boyfriend, somebody who she refers to as her sweet Julie Mango, right? Her boyfriend wants her to join him in his quest to change the world. So here's a young woman with a passion to be the best that she can be in a specific field of life. But her father wants her to do something else. And her boyfriend, her lover, still has another plan for her. So she is caught up in a triangle of expectation. That's what the story is about.
She's in a quandary.
Well,
as my late grandmom would say, she was between a rock and a hard place.
But it's a delightful journey, and that's the thing about theatre. Often it's about conflict. Sometimes a conflict between the main actor and other people, and in this particular case, it's not just an actor contesting against the will and expectations of other people, but also an inner struggle. How does she reconcile what these people are asking her to do with her own inner desire? And this particular struggle has a lot of meaning for young people, struggling to be the best they can be. Sometimes you meet somebody in life who is encouraging and is a spiritual upliftment to you, but sometimes you meet people who try to turn you in a different direction. How many times have you met somebody who told you, you can't do this, and you can't do that?
Yeah.
You see? And that question has universal appeal to young people all over the world struggling for what the psychologists call self-actualization. What is it that will make me feel complete spiritually and otherwise? And so that inner struggle is a universal struggle that is important to all young people all over the world.
And it's very important that you raise that, because right here on mornings all the time I try to start my day program with a motivational piece, and 90% of the time I usually use Joel Austin. I do not consider him as a preacher. I think he's a motivational speaker, and that message resonates quite a lot, that you have the naysayers, the pessimists that try to show you 99 reasons why you can't do it instead of the one reason why you can and should do it. And our communities, our society nowadays is laced with the negatives. And it's important. Well, I mean, having said that, Chris, it's important that I really urge, especially the younger folks, middle age. Well, everybody, the entire population is expected to take a peek into it. But the young people who are being, facing challenges with identity and so forth, and what I like to refer to as doabilities. It's important because sometimes all they need is that reassurance, reassurance that, hey, you can do this. It's achievable.
I think this is a good time in the cycle of things to talk for people to have that kind of inner reflection. This is the opening of the new school term.
Very right.
Okay, and it's a moment of refreshing. New students are joining schools, and it's a new chapter in their lives. So it is very important that when they embark on this new road in life, they embark on such a road with a positive mindset that I can be a world beater. I can be the best that I can be. Sometimes people feel trapped in the circumstances of their birth by the village they come from. Right?
The parents they were born
parents,
to.
Right? Can anything good come out of Nazareth? Kind of thing, if you want to use a biblical imagery and so on. But there's a lot that when we look around us that can help us to feel empowered. We recently saw the example of Lyndon Victor doing the improbable, but he was not the first. We have looked in the field of sports how we have straddled the globe, the Anderson Peters, the Kirani James, and so on. But it's part of and more and more people are coming to believe this and spread the message. It's part of a gospel of achievement and the ability to straddle the globe, to be world beaters, and so the Caribbean as a civilization has a lot of gifted people who can do great things.
And they have.
Right, and they have.
They have.
And every time I get an example to big up the Caribbean, I speak of the people like Derek Walcott in literature, Nobel Prize winner. So Arthur Lewis, before his time in the 1960s, the Nobel Prize for Economics, and more recently V.S. Naipaul. So between Trinidad and St. Lucia, two Caribbean islands, mini-states, if you look at them in the global scheme of things, have produced 3 Nobel laureates. Right, so you can look at it. We should not be. We cannot be confined by our size geographically, and we cannot be confined by our small populations. Big things can come out of small places, and so there's a broader message, the parallel message about being the best that we can be, and straddling the globe, taking the world by the scruff of its neck, and achieving.
Yeah, definitely. I need you to be a little more present on my program on mornings, because let me tell you why. The intent of the program is really to foster change in mindsets.
Right.
And which leads me to the next question. To come up with this number of plays that you come up with, and when you look at your plays, they've got depth. They're plays of societal significance and so forth. So it means that you're in touch with the grassroots, you're in touch with the ground. What would you say in recent times? Well, not just in recent times, there's nothing new under the sun really, but we're seeing a high level of deviant behaviors, especially among our youth and early middle age. What do you think, in your research and analysis and so forth, in putting together this crafted pieces, what would you say could be the one of the main cause of that?
Well, I think people are the product of their socialization. Some people come from families, and by that I don't necessarily mean a family that, you know, is together physically, right? Some people are the product of a family situation where there's a mother who cares and there's a father who cares, even if he may not be physically present. And in some cases, because we have what's called an extended family in Grenada, as opposed to the nuclear family, which is just parents and kids. We come from, over the years, and this has been part of the strength of the Grenadian family. The extended family, your grandfather or grandmother might be alive, and not necessarily not in an institution, but present in the home or present in the household situation. And such people can impart guidance and show by example their own lives, aunts and uncles. So it comes back to the state of the family. So what we have had in Grenada and in other parts of the Caribbean is the erosion of the extended family, So people are devoid of examples and role models. And many times, if you come from a broken home, right, you're starting off with a strike against you. It's not a death sentence. It's not a condemnation that you will not achieve in life, but it is a strike against you. In some instances, in the old education system, principals and teachers used to play a very great role in molding the character of students, little children, and so on. I remember my headmasters were people who were not just feared but respected, and they were expected to exercise guidance. These things are changing, and so in the face of that, people are exposed to social issues in the community. You may find that people who are involved in pushing drugs or spreading negative vibes and have assumed a kind of almost a paternalistic role in the lives of communities, and they are maybe not the best examples to follow. And a lot of this is reinforced by what is seen in social media. And some people refer to the social media as another parent, right? As a source of influence. So it's a number of factors that's happening, and I think young men in particular are at risk. But it's not me saying that because, you know, the guy called Errol Miller, a professor at Mona campus years ago, who wrote a book decades ago, Men at Risk.
Yeah.
So he was doing a kind of social profile and looking at the professions in accounting, in medicine, in engineering in the Caribbean, and see how the gender balance in these particular professions was changing. And so he saw men as being more and more marginalized and so on. So there are a number of factors, but I think it starts with the condition of the family. And somebody needs to tell the young man, right, who is embracing an ideology of victimhood, who sees himself as a victim and thinks that he's cast in a mold of failure. Somebody needs to hold these people and shake them, and wake them up to the reality of their possibilities. But it is not an easy thing to do. So we can go on about this, but I think, it starts with the family.
But there's hope in it.
Well, there's always hope.
There's hope.
There's always hope. We can't give up.
There's hope. Yeah. And because we have life, and once there's life, there's hope. Yeah. Now back to the fire to dance. Let's assume a nuclear family comes to that activity, that performance. Father, mother, and 2 teenage boys and a young girl come to that event. When they leave there, what can they expect? What can be imparted to them?
Well, so it's first of all, the story. There are about 8 characters in the story. 5 are women.
Wow.
And 3 are men.
Big J song comes into play again. Who beating who?
Well, the main character is played by 2 women. Rose Bagwan, who is a superb acting talent, and Dale Bowler. I don't think you need to. I have to tell you who Dale is.
No.
You saw her in many plays.
Yes.
And most recently, she was the mother of Julian Fedor in the Fedor play. So I was looking at Dale rehearse a couple of days ago, and I got goosebumps just looking at her on stage and the way she was bringing it on stage and so on. The
vibe and the passion.
So that, to me, first of all, a family coming to see the play, the young woman in the play can experience a sense of empowerment. Because here's a play with 8 characters and 5 are women, and the main character is played by 2 women. So that there's something there about gender empowerment in the story. But there's also in the play, for people who are not au fait with the events of the 70s and the 60s in Grenada and the world, and education. So the story is played out against events that took place and were very formative, very much influencing the formation of the character of the main actor, the main person in the story. And so you can look and see events in the 60s in the United States, the civil rights movement, reference to Martin Luther King in Britain, Darcus Howe and the civil rights movement in Britain. We can look at in the movement independence in Grenada against. So there's a history lesson that's coming out of that for Grenada and the region and the world. Canada, Sir George Williams University and the riot in the 1960s, led by a Grenadian called Kennedy Phillip and a Dominican called Rosie Douglas, who eventually became Prime Minister of Dominica.
Yes.
Right. So for the family coming, there are different takeaways. There's a history lesson and education in Grenada's history and the Caribbean history and global history that is unfolding as the story progresses. However, it also raises questions. Some of them are still to be answered, because a play is supposed to provoke thought and introspection, and in that regard also there are questions, self-searching questions that are to be asked. But there's a softer moment and softer aspect because we bring music. I mean, while it is not a story, a play about dancing, it's not a ballet story, but it's a story influenced by dancing and the music of in the period, so we with some reggae music and even some African music and so on. All these are part of the whole feeling of the. I hope at the end of the play, people emerge with a feeling of having gone through an uplifting experience, a spiritual journey. I think
that encompasses it all.
That says a lot about it. Maybe the actors. We have to call Robert White's name. Yeah. Because he is an institution by himself in theatre.
2022.
So he is there. He
would know what I'm talking about.
Well, I hope it's a good thing. And Robert is the father in the story. His name is Frederick Clark. His wife is played by Sonia Cadet. She is Lucinda Clark. We have a postman, Halim, who makes a cameo appearance, Halim Griffiths. Everybody knows Halim. Again, he was Jean Cocteau in the Fedon play. Debbie Gilchrist, after having been away from stage for a long time, we have finally been able to get her to come back. And she's the mother superior in the convent. All right. We have Lisa Grappi, right, who is she plays the role of a university classmate to the main character, and she goes by the name of Ngozi. So we have Lisa Grappi and Nikki Peters, who are sharing this particular role, and we are exposing to a young actor, a guy called Nathaniel Stafford, who's a brilliant acting talent. You know, he promises a lot. You know, I've seen him on stage just a few times now in rehearsal. So I think, you know, I don't know if I missed out any of the cast.
Pianki.
Oh, how could I? Pianki. Let's come with me, Sophia. We have worlds to conquer. So he is a big factor in the story. He is the heartthrob, the Julie Mango. So he's acting opposite Dale. And interesting, I'm also pleased to say that our stage manager is Alan Biazinski. Alan,
really?
Alan has found himself in a new role as stage manager and doing a great job with it. I think he has an eye for detail. He has a memory, you know, that is remarkable, and such kind of collective mindset. You know, he's very collective. He can remember things and so on. That's important for the play. Alan was on stage together with his brother Andrew as colonial governors in the Julian Fedon play. This time Alan is part of the production crew. And then other people like Carol Forbes who are helping behind. And we have a young team of professional people with market skills who are helping us.
Okay.
You know, I don't know if I left out anybody, but it's a cast of 8.
All right. And we see the dates here, the 16th, 17th, 23rd, and 24th of September. That's
4 performances, but we are planning a 5th especially for the school children.
Okay.
Especially those in secondary schools. You see, students who are doing theatre arts are mandated to review and criticize a play. So we are helping the Ministry of Education. Right, and
pro bono, right? Pro bono.
With a curriculum. So students of English B, students of theatre arts, students of history, and students otherwise, you know, are being encouraged to come and see the play. When we did FEDA, we did 2 special performances for students. We had over 800 students coming to see the play from all over Grenada, and we want to do it again in the Thursday of the second weekend.
Okay.
All right, so it's about the 21st, Thursday 21st.
Yeah.
And so we're interacting with the Ministry of Education and the principals of the schools to make that happen. It's a matinee performance that we're holding for the students.
Okay. All right. Tickets $50. The events will take place at the Grenada Trade Center from 7 p.m. And I see on the flyer here it says tickets only valid for the stated date. So someone cannot purchase a ticket for the 16th and expect to come to the 24th performance with it.
Well, we try to ensure that everyone who purchases a ticket will get a seat. What we try to do is to open in a very strong way. So we're encouraging as many persons as possible to come to see the play on the first night, Saturday 16th. But there are different days. And as I said, the idea is to ensure that everyone who purchases a ticket will get a seat. Okay. So 16th, 17th, 23rd, 24th, Saturdays and Sundays. We don't do plays on Fridays anymore. We find that on Friday evenings the audience, they're tired.
Tired from the work week.
They come from work.
Yeah, the work week.
Yeah. And sometimes the actors themselves are tired.
Yeah.
So we do it Saturday and Sunday, and we stick to one time, 7 o'clock. We're doing plays now, and we starting the show at 7 o'clock. But people showing up at 8 o'clock, they start already, right? So I don't want to tell people the show starting at 7 o'clock on both days, Saturday and Sunday.
And as the younger folks nowadays would say, and is that?
And is that? Yeah, I kind of get in that too.
Yeah.
The next thing I learned nowadays is you get through.
You get.
I didn't know. I drive in a vehicle. My brother kind of spice it up with a fancy color and thing. I think he must have changed the personality of the poor vehicle. The kind of thing he do, he paint it in all kind of color. And I drive up by Socorro Junction and Papi, you get through.
No, but the latest one, I'm I'm hopeful that he's listening now. Tyler, he would tell you, that's a prank.
All right, well, there.
That's a prank. Right. Folks, I've been speaking there with Mr. Christopher Deriggs, Chris Deriggs, the producer behind the Heritage Theatre Company, the main man behind it. He has a team, a wonderful team along with him. But yeah, and they present to you the Fire to Dance. It's on this September 16th and 17th, then on the 23rd and 24th, with the possibility of a fifth portrayal for the school children. That's in the making. Admission is only $50. It's at the Trade Center. Starting time 7 p.m. on all occasions. And remember, the tickets that you purchase are for the date stipulated. Remember that. Any parting words, bro?
Well, it's a good opportunity now to say thanks to Corporate Grenada in particular, who have stepped forward. So I want to especially thank National Lottery Authority. I want to especially thank Grenada Broadcasting Network. We have received significant help from Home Pride Bakery in Wester Hall, and there are a number of other businesses that have put their hands up and have helped and are helping. One of the things the special appeal we're making to businesses, here is how you can help us. So we may come to you for sponsorship, and maybe we don't. But there's a way you can help us. You can purchase batches of tickets and give them to your staff.
Right.
Okay? And that is a very important way of giving financial support, but also ensuring there's patronage. And I also look forward to the continued collaboration with Grenada Cooperative Bank. They have been tremendous over the years in supporting the performing arts in Grenada, and they have been our headline sponsors for years now. We were grateful that they helped us with sound equipment and so on, and so there are a number of things we are looking at in terms of collaborating with Core Bank, again, keeping the partnership alive and going. We want to especially reach out to the Ministry of Education to ensure that the students come to see the play. But we want to thank our patrons who have stuck with us year in and year out, because we're doing this thing for 3 decades now.
Wow.
When I started doing this thing, my beard was black, you know. You see what's going on, right? And Robert wasn't so fat.
Yeah. And he was black too, now it's on white.
It's on white. And so we're looking forward to this production. We enjoy preparing for it. Yeah. It's an exciting thing. I'm working with Solin, Lo Chow Dong, Solin, and she is an artist, so she's helping us to design the sets, and it's a work of art that's unfolding in an exciting way. Another chapter in theatre in Grenada, and more power to the theatre. There we go.
Yeah. Right. Well, this is a medium through which you know transformation can take place, and it's important, viewers and listeners, that make every effort to go out to see this event, this play. It will, impart some messages in you that, have the ability to change certain ways in which you do things and ways you think about things. So I urge you, make it a family event, and it can be. It
was wholesome. I would say. There's nothing X-rated. I never do X-rated stuff in all the plays I've done. And so you can bring your 7-year-old daughter to see the play, and you don't have to blush in embarrassment at anything that happens or is said on the stage.
That is above their level.
And will corrupt their innocence. No, we don't do that.
That is a prank. Chris, it's always a pleasure talking with you, and of course you're going to leave the flyer with us, so that I can continuously push that, and we look forward to continued success. And on another engagement, we'll talk about spreading it to maybe up north and maybe even go Carrico, but that's a conversation all by itself.
We have not done a tour, North American tour, for a while, and COVID didn't help that. So, but You're ready to roll again?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so that's it for the conversation.
My brother.
Thanks.
Greetings.
It's always a pleasure.
Thanks. Yeah.
Folks, stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
There is a fire that rages in all of us, a deep desire to be the best that we can be. And sometimes that fire finds expression in words.
Who do you think you are? Angela Davis? Winnie Mandela?
Daddy, whether you like it or not, a new generation has arrived. We are here and we have come with a vision.
You sure is not television all you come with?
The Fire to Dance, a new exciting full-length drama, written and directed by Deriggs and presented by Heritage Theatre. Opening Saturday 16th September at Grenada Trade Center and running for 2 weekends, 7 p.m. nightly with a star-studded cast.
Come with me, Sophie. We have worlds to conquer.
Come out and feel the fire in the Fire to Dance, starting September 16th. Don't miss it. This ad is sponsored by the National Lotteries Authority, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Hi, my name is Dwayne Thompson, co-owner and founder of Grenada Tours, Taxi and Rental. We provide transportation tours in the field of tourism. Being in the field of tourism, the pandemic have taught us that we need all the help we can get, which the NIF has been very helpful in doing so. But as a small business owner, we are even more excited right now with the new initiative that the NIF have launched, providing a little bit more flexibility for small businesses like ourselves. So we definitely encourage all of the small business to consider getting on board with the NIF and this new initiative that allows the level of flexibility that they have implemented.
The biggest party in sport is back. CPL and WCPL return with more action than ever before.
Are you kidding me?
Watch the biggest names in cricket battle it out in the race for glory.
Brilliantly. Celebrate some more.
Get your tickets now at cplt20.com or at the box office. Join the party. Experience cricket played louder.
Grenada's broadcast of Republic Bank CPL 2023 is made possible by Republic Bank. We're the one for you. The National Lotteries Authority, Grenlec, and Hard On Plus.
right, welcome back, viewers and listeners. It's 13 minutes away from 8 o'clock. We've got a 13 minutes window in which we can have a brief conversation. And what's buzzing this morning, of course, Mr. Killer won the Performer of the Year in the soca category from the Caribbean Music Awards. That's a plus for Grenada. We also hear that a team of 4 athletes are now in Tel Aviv participating in the World Aquatics Championship. That's another plus. It's the first time they're appearing on such a large world tournament, so we wish them all the best. However, if there's something in your vicinity that you'd like to talk about, make it as brief as possible. Let's do this. Let's go to the telephone line. Good morning.
Yes, good morning to you, sir.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. And how are you doing today?
I am fine. How about you?
Quiet, you know. I really wanted to say something to my past permanent secretary.
Okay.
You know, he's so cool, so calm. You know, and a collective man. What you call a role model for people. You know, since I know this guy, he's very, very calm. He don't smile. You know, he's not a guy who smiles much, but at the same time, he don't vex. So he between smile and
right.
So great guy. But you see, he points out that the gifted and talented people we have, yes, a lot of gifted and talented people in Grenada. But are they maximizing the talents? What is the talent and gift bringing them?
Okay.
And you don't see people developing to an extent where you could call them wealthy.
Right.
Or you could say, well, okay, they can make a difference, a serious difference in people's life. Now, he's a very determined guy, right? After he retired, he found something to do, which is his passion. But how many of him that is creating life and living for people? With all the gift and talent we have. You know why? We had not been paying sufficient attention, or maybe attention at all, to the economic advances of the society. Yeah?
Okay.
People, they get a job, they work, they retire, and they go back home. That's it. They become poor again. We have to stop that. We have to allow this economy, this country, to grow people and to expand them, to make them successful people economically and pressing this thing, because it seems to me that we are afraid of seeing people have money. They must have education, and that's it. When you retire back in poverty. We have to stop this. The economy must be able to propel people forward, and when they retire, they must be able to create life and living for other people, not going back in the shell and dying poor again.
Okay.
You know, it gets me angry sometimes when to know that people are not creating jobs for people, even though they remain in the work for some time. You know, it hurts. We're not going forward. That's what I want to see personally.
Okay.
We have to be able to develop people so that people could hold their own and make a difference in other people's lives. We have to take people out of this poverty, begging. Everything is to beg. We have to stop this.
Okay.
This country is so green and has so much potential for us to be begging every time we have to go to the IMF, we have to go to the World Bank, we have to go to somebody. No, we have to take this country from that kind of begging mentality, you know, and put us in a way of not independent, but more independent than we are today.
Okay.
Right?
Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
Good one. Okay. 435-2041, that's the number to call to get in on the conversation this morning. All right, let's do this and say good morning, caller.
Hey, Nathan, good morning, bro. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. Welcome to the program.
I saw Jamo perform somewhere in New York. I don't know if it's recently. I think it's on some band launch. And I was kind of happy to see a Jamo back on the stage. I mean, for me, a Jamo is like the Barry Salmon of soca, of Calypso.
Okay.
So I think Ajamo should continue singing, man. He shouldn't stop singing Calypso. I think he's the best we have in Grenada here, and I think he should go back and sing. You know, but my point I want to really make this morning is that, you know, some fish is like $10 a pound, right? And we have Jacks and Rabin eating $7 a pound. So the average Grenadian cannot buy a pound of fish or a pound of jacks, really and truly. And we need that fish oil in our body. We need that, what do you call it, omega-3, because the body doesn't really produce that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We get that from fish oil. And if you can't buy fish, so you wonder how come our young men behaving so bad because they're not eating fish. They're eating only chicken and fried chicken.
Okay.
So I come up with this thing, fish farming. I think we should move in that area very fast.
All right.
Just imagine you have a pond with 10,000 pounds of fish in it. Yeah? At $5 a pound. So, and maybe every 4 months you can have that fish from the pond.
Where do you get the fish to put there, though?
That's what I'm saying. We can you can import the small fishes. We can have a nursery. We can a lot of things we can do to get that industry moving. The only problem I see is that our people are not too much into the sweet water fish. We can get them we can bring that to them, and they can like it and they can buy it, and we can have a choice. Instead, if you can buy the sea fish, you can buy the river fish that is cheaper, or the sweet water fish.
Okay.
So our young people, our parents who cannot afford the $10 a pound fish, they can buy so we get our children and fish. We can grow different kind of fishes, and we can just create that market where we can have what you call, a different choice.
Okay.
Because you need that fish oil in your body. Without that fish oil, your brain can't work good.
Okay. All right.
Nice,
thank you. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that suggestion. Fish harvesting, fish planting, you might want to call it that, yeah? 435-2041, that's the number. It's 7 minutes on to 8 o'clock. Let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Innocent.
How you do?
I am trying to cope.
Keep trying.
Today we say our final farewell to Mr. Buckley. I just want to say to his parents, his children, his siblings, be sure. This gentleman has left an indelible mark on the lives of our children. I remember during the COVID when the children had to do SBAs, how helpful he was with that particular subject. And we will forever remember his love. And we just want to say to each other, let us be our neighbor's keeper. Another thing that's on my mind, I remember lately how much the people have been clamoring for the repairs of that bridge in Simone. Daily you would hear them on the program. And I just want to say kudos to those in authority for coming through to repair that bridge, the Bailey Bridge. And now that the bridge has been completed and they have erected a sign that says no big trucks and so, and that is only to help, with the bridge not deteriorating so fast. Someone saw it fit to vandalize the sign, and I believe we ought to look out for each other, and when we damage properties that belong to the state, we are damaging our own. Monies have to be spent to do it again. It has to come from our treasury. And just let us stop and think, and be wise.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
All right, have a good one yourself. Bye-bye. It's 4 minutes on to 8 o'clock, and it's the conversation. 4 minutes left in the program. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you. There is a little issue that we have going on in Grand Mall and by the stadium. And I'm going to put the 4 main entities in Grenada who make hundreds of thousands of dollars every day or every month. And it's degrading to know that we have Rubis, Saul, Grenlet, and the government of Grenada. And the reason I've called the name because it's factual. You have custom officers who perform the duties whenever the tankers come in. And there is no facility put in place for the custom officers to perform their duties. We have custom officers as ladies who come to perform their duties. And when they want to relieve themselves, they have to go in the bush. That is degrading. And these 4 companies can come together, or 4 entities can come together and provide a proper facility for the custom officers to perform the duties when the ships, the oil tankers come in. And just a heads up, those 4 entities come together and put something in place for the customs officers to perform the duty, whether it's sun, whether it's rain, or whether the weather is good and they want to relieve themselves. If they want to go and beg somebody to use their washroom,
okay,
that's degrading. So I'm just calling on them to do something for them.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much. 2 minutes away from 8 o'clock. I'll entertain just one last caller if someone can get through that loop ASAP. All right, and someone has done that. Let's say good morning.
Hi, good morning, Innocent.
Hi, welcome to the program.
Thank you. I want to make a pitch for the Grenada Diabetic Foundation.
Uh-huh.
That's a foundation that is non-profit. Yes?
Right.
And for me, they are performing a critical role in our society. As we're well aware, high blood pressure and diabetes is 2 of the most common diseases in Grenada. Chronic diseases in Grenada. Yeah? And we really need to give these people some more support.
Okay.
So I'm calling on. In fact, first of all, I would like you to invite the president of that foundation on your radio program. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we need to give some mileage to that their effort. Yeah. And let's take it from there.
Okay.
But I would hope that the business community in Grenada will see it fit to really give that organization some support.
Okay.
Yeah?
All right.
They need it.
Okay.
Badly.
Thank you very
Yeah?
much.
So please try and get the president on your program. Yeah?
Okay, I'll do my best. Okay, thank you very much.
All right, then.
All right, folks, this is where we've got to put a wrap on the program for today. Thanks again to Mr. Chris Deriggs for enlightening us on that play that's coming up, The Fire to Dance. Make it a must and be a part of that. It's on September 16th and 17th, and then on the 23rd and the 24th. Admission is only $50. It's happening at the Grenada Trade Center, and all events start at 7 p.m. All right, we look forward to that. And those of you who called in and make your contribution in that brief window of time that we have, thank you very much for being a part of the program. It's just about time when we've got to join the BBC for that bulletin of news. Thank you. If the good Lord spare your lives, we'll have another program tomorrow, same time and frequencies and platforms. Bye-bye for now.